This is part 5 of my series on the riskiest things women do in relationships with men. If you want to watch the other parts, I have them all compiled here in a playlist if you want to watch them. Before I begin part 5, let's go ahead and get the joke out of our system. The riskiest thing you can do is simply be in a relationship with a man. I've never heard that one before. Okay, now let's dive in. All right, part 5. One of the riskiest things you can do in relationships with men is to be a single mom. Now hold on. Yes, I get it. Single mothers meet amazing men and get married and ride off into the sunset all the time. That's not the case for everybody. Why you hating, Jules? First of all, I'm gonna need you to calm down and watch who you're talking to. Secondly, the reason why I'm saying this is because, as we have seen in the media, and maybe you guys might know someone who knows someone who knows someone, or maybe this has happened to you, men will seek out women who have children so that they can gain access to those children so that they can abuse them. These men know that a lot of single moms are frustrated financially or mentally and emotionally from the things that they're going through having to raise kids on their own, and they will play on that. They will take advantage of your frustration. A lot of single mothers are lonely and they wish they had the perfect American dream type family. They feel like something is missing and they just got to have a man. And a lot of these men will take advantage of that. I can tell you, I have seen it often, just simply on Facebook, where a woman will literally, out of nowhere, have a man, and they're moving in together, and they're getting married. And I'm just scratching my head like, you just posted that you met a great guy 2 weeks ago. So we got to talk about that shit. They'll also take advantage of the fact that you will let them move in with you at the drop of a hat if they just play the part of being an amazing person. We got to stop. Side note, I'm compassionate. I don't think I'm perfect. I get it. But when it comes to our children, I don't play. Stop moving these fucking men in with you at all. I get it. But especially when you have children, it is your responsibility to protect your children, because they can't just pack a bag and move out, at least not safely, when they're children. They're depending on you to advocate for them and protect them. The amount of adult children that I have heard who no longer speak to their moms because their moms did some shit like let some random stranger move in. Now let's get back to the video. Also, a lot of these men know they have you so digmatized that if your child comes to you and says, hey, your boyfriend, your fiance, your new husband is making me feel uncomfortable, it's nothing. It's not that big of a deal. You're just being dramatic. You're just making it up, because they're so desperate for a relationship that they will ignore the concerns of their children. There are women whose children have come to them and flat out said, your man did something inappropriate to me, and still their moms will shoo them away. There are some women who encourage it because they feel that's the only way that their man will stay around. They will encourage their man to abuse their children. I have no compassion for you in situations like that. I get it. We can feel bad. We're victims of patriarchy. I totally understand it. But there are some cases. This is why I say pick-me's are dangerous. And people have gotten on to me over the years. And they're like, you really need to be sensitive to pick-me's because they're victims of the patriarchy. Fuck all that shit. This is me you're talking to. Okay? I'm going to need you to be fucking for real with me. Because if that's the case, abusive men are victims of patriarchy too. And societal pressure. And capitalism. So should I feel bad for a man who choked me within 2 inches of my life? Are we playing that game? Okay, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent, but I felt like it had to be said. If you are so desperate to where you will just let some rando off the street move in with you and your children, this is your best friend who sometimes says things that you don't want to hear. I'm gonna need you to calm down for a fucking second, because you have lost your damn mind. The moment you want a man so bad that you are willing to put not only your safety at risk, but your children's safety at risk, is the moment that I'm not saying this jokingly at all. It is the moment that you really do need some serious help, because I'm concerned for your children. I'm concerned for you, but I'm mostly concerned for your children. These men are out here killing women. They're killing their children. They're taking advantage of them. Fuck love and romance when it comes to the safety of my kids. So just be mindful of, one, if you're frustrated financially, I get it. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I have been there. I understand not being able to pay your light bill on time, things getting cut off, food. But still, we have to keep our safety and our kids' safety at top priority. And I get it. I used to go through times when I was touch-starved and, I wish I had a man in my life. I don't feel that way now, but I used to have those times. But you still have to put your safety and your children's safety at the forefront of all that. I totally understand. You might have a difficult time with your children for whatever reason. You might be stressed out dealing and co-parenting with your ex. And you wish you had someone that you can vent to, somebody who you feel has your back. But again, you have to put the safety of yourself and your children at the forefront. And people tell me all the time that my content is negative and that it's scaring people. I don't care about any of that. There's too much stuff going on in the world. There's too much going on. Things I've heard from people that I know. We can't afford to not have these conversations and to be real about them and to understand the severity of these situations. And somebody might say, well, that's why you do a background check on these men before you date them. A lot of these men have abused women and it's not been reported. A lot of these men don't have any criminal offenses on their records. Unless his ex reported him and pressed charges, you can do a background check all day. An abuser, manipulator is not going to pop up. So the best thing we can do to protect ourselves is, if you're going to do a background check, do one. But the best thing we can do to protect ourselves is to be smart to begin with and to use common sense. Yes, I know it's not common, but to use common sense to begin with. And regardless of how we feel, put our children's feelings and safety at the forefront. It is our job to advocate for them and protect them. Okay? It's your job to do that. And when I do videos about abusive parents, somebody will comment and say, well, you got to understand, the mother or the father were abused themselves and they were dealing with it as best they could. I don't give a shit about any of that. Most of us have been through some serious shit. I could write a book on the stuff I've been through, but I still have not turned around and abused my children or allowed somebody else to abuse my children. The moment children are involved, all bets are off. With me, I don't care about anything. I'm sorry you went through what you went through, but your children are here. They depend on you. So there's nothing wrong with love. There's nothing wrong with relationships as long as it's healthy. But we, especially as single moms, as women, period, but we, especially as single moms, we gotta think. We gotta look out for our kids because they're depending on us. There are a lot of grown adult children who are no longer speaking to their parents because of shit like this. Protect your children.